Judy Hamilton-Johannson from Middlesbrough Church, Community Services. It was lovely. It was a challenge, but it was a lovely feeling because there wasn't much happening at that time, so I knew there'd be plenty to do. Yeah, we started with three people, me, my husband and the head elder, which was lovely, just the three of us to start, and then we called in other people as and when we needed them. I keep it to the small core of three, where we decide on what things, we find out what the needs are in the community. The first thing I'd done for community services was knocked on the doors. I asked them, what do you need? And as a church, we'll see if we're able to fill that need for you. We've worked a lot with the homeless people within Middlesbrough, and because of that, we started off with Hope North East, which was the homeless charity. They were just starting out, and through helping them, we were able to make contact with Sharon Cadell, and she is the principal in charge of the homeless section for the whole of Middlesbrough. And having that contact has been one of the best things ever for community services, making ourselves known to Sharon, because now we're getting a lot of information on a daily basis of needs and as well as help that's available for us in the community, so we can work together. It's been fantastic. The Borough Angels, they're brilliant, absolutely fantastic. They go out on a weekend at 10 o'clock on the night till 2 in the morning, making sure that those who've had too much alcohol are put safely into the right sort of taxi. They'll give flip-flops to the girls, they take bottles of water, and they'll just sit and chat to people if necessary. And they came and talked about all the work they were doing, and it was fantastic to think, you know, we could actually go and work with these people and just get involved and make a difference in somebody's life. Victim support was something I used to volunteer in, it was the witness service. So because that was I found it such a lot of satisfaction from doing that, just giving up your time and helping people who've got to come to court, and they're very nervous, they've got to give statements, and some of the things that they're dealing with in there were not very nice. So to be able to give your time and to do that, I enjoyed doing that. I've done that for about 3 or 4 years, and then I've actually invited them now to come into the church and talk to the congregation about what work is there, how they can go and volunteer if they want to. But more importantly, the victim support has a few sides to it. So I was in the actual court side of it, but there is the community side of victim support. So should yourself get burgled or anything should happen, they are the ones who come to you before the police. They will be the ones who will contact you. They'll be the ones that tell you where you need to go for the help. So the idea of having them coming to church I think is a really nice thing for the community to find out help is available and it's free. Council asked us to go in and do some street audits for them, which what it meant was the church volunteers came into the council offices, and we had to then talk to everybody that came through the door. We were sent individually into an office with us, and we had to ask them questions of, do they use a dentist, the doctors, the hospitals, the hairdressers? Do they live in a hostel, a bed and breakfast? Are they sofa surfing? Are they living on the streets? And we had to do all of this so that the council could get a clearer note of how many people they actually had in Middlesbrough living on the streets. I think everything that we do makes a difference, and the food bank, we started a food bank, and that was quite an eye-opener to see the kinds of people, sort of 18, 19-year-old young lads coming in, and you think, where's the mum, where's the dad? And they're coming for food because they had nothing. So it was an eye-opener to see, and again finding out about the homelessness that is literally on your doorstep and you're not aware that it's there around you and you don't know it's there. So it does open your eyes to some good things as well as some not so good. So we've got a new pastor in July and now it's January, and what I'm hoping to do is take Pastor Dan to one of the local schools, introduce him in there, and myself, because I've not made myself known to these particular schools as yet, and hopefully they are going to let Dan teach the assembly one morning to the children. Go to your community, knock on the doors, Give them your name, tell them where you're from, so you can find out what they need, they can find out what you can offer. Make yourself known to other community groups that are outside. Get contact with radio if possible, get a contact with your newspaper and with your council, so that by doing that you know what everybody else is doing in the community and you can work together, or you can fill a gap if you get an idea and you find out nobody else is doing that. So you do need to be aware of what other groups are doing as well. And you look at Jesus and you look at the stories in the Bible. Jesus cared for, he didn't ask anybody what their beliefs were, what group they belonged to. He saw a need and he took care of it. You look at the Good Samaritan. He didn't stop and say, well, just a moment, he's not an Adventist, therefore I can't come and help you because I can only be with my own people. If you want to make a difference in your community, you've got to go into the community, because they're not going to come into you. You've got to go out to them. There's always something to do. If you haven't got something to do in community services, I think you're making a mistake somewhere, because there's always something. You'll always find something. We just haven't slowed down. I've done 3 years in community services for Middlesbrough, and every year just gets busier and busier. To be part of something, to be part of working with external organisations and coming together and being able to make this difference, it's fantastic. And I think it's got to be in your heart. If you want to do community services, then I think the very simple prayer is, Lord, I'm willing. Show me what you want me to do and teach me, because I haven't got a clue about any of this. I learn as I go, but just trust in God, and that's how I get through, and He gives you everything you need, the ideas and the abilities.